Welcome and thank you for joining us for the 10th edition of the Armory Show. The fair originally began as the Gramercy Art Fair in '94. It was the brainchild of 4 dealers, Colin Deland, Pat Hearn, Matthew Marks and Paul Morris. It was exciting despite, or perhaps because, of the rough edges and unpredictable moments, and it quickly outgrew its hotel setting. The Gramercy Art Fair became the Armory Show in '99. This year we have 160 galleries and institutions from 39 cities and 21 countries. And as always, we are dedicated to the most current art from living artists. Now I'd like to introduce you to Paul Morris, one of the fair's founders and Merchandise Mart's Vice President of Art Shows and Events.
As one of the founders, I was there when this all really began. I kind of want to give a little background on that to remember where this all came from and what it was like when we first started as the Gramercy. We really started with Pat Hearn saying she has an idea for an art fair in a hotel. It's the bottom of the market. Let's do something where we can all get together again and keep doing art fairs in one way or another. So it really began in one of our apartments, and it was about ordering Chinese food, and the meetings would last about 3 hours once a week, and it was sort of an hour of the fair and 2 hours of complaining about the market and being a dealer. But when it all did come together, it started with Pat and I would go to the Gramercy, and we were the ones sort of appointed to secure the location, and we met with a banqueting officer there who had a disconcerting habit of forgetting us every time we arrived, up until about a week before we started the fair. And that might be because Pat and I tried to soft sell it and explain that it was sort of a meeting of like-minded individuals that wanted to share ideas. And I remember pulling up to the first Gramercy, and it looked like the Israelites leaving Egypt in the 10 Commandments. There were trucks and paintings and baskets and everything going in there. And I thought we'd be kicked out, and instead the staff of the Gramercy embraced us, and I think they were more in love with the fair than we were at that point. I wanted to say, too, that the subtext to every one of our decisions for the fair, for the Gramercy, and for the Armory has been artists. And this year I would like to thank Mary Heilman and John Waters for creating a selection of extraordinary images that you can find in our catalog, and they both also worked very hard to make 2 very beautiful prints, which you can see on either side of the lobby here. But I also want to remember that the Gramercy was one of the first places that I saw artists like Murakami, Rinika Dijkstra's 8x10 photographs scattered on a bedspread, Tony Orsler's image shoved under a bed. People really used the idea of being in a hotel room to a great advantage. I remember walking into Jay Jopling's booth and turning into the bedroom, and Tracy Emin was sitting up in bed with this quilt explaining some tragic moment in her childhood. It was a great moment to discover artists, and we hope, even as it gets bigger like this, that we continue to reach out to artists and include them. And I think as you walk through the fair, you'll see some work that's brand new. You'll also see one-person shows, and that tradition helps this fair in undescribable ways. I also wanted to talk about the entertainment factor of the Gramercy. It was the first time I saw Bridget Berlin make her tit prints and explain a brand new use for bag balm, which I didn't understand really what it was to begin with. But also, John Waters did a stand-up act for us in the Chateau Marmont in Los Angeles. Nan Golden did a slideshow, and we tried to continue that entertainment through the 3 venues that we eventually worked from: the Gramercy Hotel, the Chateau Marmont, and the Raleigh in Florida.
Yeah, I know.